Hey, what up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Yeah, what's up, Facebook? Hey, you are now talking with Tommy.
Say, so cool, such a
Hey, what's up, y'all? I got the mic on today, so it should be sounding a lot clearer, and you should be able to hear what I'm saying, how I'm saying it, when I'm saying it. I'm back out back, and I'm celebrating a little bit, smoking a Monte Cristo signature cigar. Um, Went and bought a new cigar today because I am celebrating getting healthy. Uh, I had the hernia surgery, guys, and it was successful. Uh, After that surgery, I have successfully dropped a significant amount of weight. I feel good. I'm starting to feel great about being in my clothes again and just everything. So, Monte Cristo signature cigar. You can pick it up at ZTs. They may have a limited supply of them, but um, go get you one. The first third of it has lived up to its billing, and we're doing that. So today it's just a few thoughts and a cigar. Getting back to, I started my morning out going to see about getting a grant written, and as I was going down Lincoln, um, it freaked me out totally. I mean, to be honest, I don't know if during the morning time, I don't know if I want to be on Lincoln because I had a guy that walk out in the middle of the street with a Bible and just lay down in front of my car as I was driving toward him. I honked the horn at him, and when I honked the horn at him, he took the Bible, held it up in there, and he just laid down in front of my car. I'm like, what the hell? So I started looking around for cameras to see if I was being punked or anything of that nature. And I'm like, whoa, what is really happening right now? So that's real. I mean, that really happened to me today. It threw me off so much. I ended up calling my wife and saying to her, um, "You're not going to believe what just happened." And apparently, that is a uh, reoccurring item happening on that street because she was not surprised by it at all. Not at all. I was jacked up for the rest of the day. Still thinking about it right now. Um, Mental health is not something to be played with. Not at all. So that happened to me this morning, going into that before I went to go get this, see about this grant. I'm not going to tell what the grant is because I don't want somebody stealing my idea and then the next thing I know it's gone. So I'm not going to do that. But I went to go see about getting a grant written and had the money. Um, but I'm not going to be discouraged because of the answers that I got. I am going to get this done. There's no ands, if, buts, or maybes about it for the grant that I want to get written. Hopefully, I'll find somebody who can help me with it, put it into action, and put the plan out. I think it's a very good idea, but I won't be sharing it publicly because I don't want anybody to take off with it. I haven't seen it being done anywhere, so I want to spearhead that and get it out there and get it moving. Now, to all my veterans, I love you guys, man. I really do. I love on you. I tell you that I love you. I tell you that I'm here for you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. That you are a integral part of who I am, what I am, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you being veterans. I appreciate the sacrifice that you gave to this country. So, veterans, thank you so much. So now that I got the veterans out of the way, like I said, this is talking with Tommy, and it's just a few thoughts and a cigar. Okay, this is some of my personal testimony. So I think I've said on here a million times that I've been doing a lot of self-evaluation over the last year or doing whatever. And this has nothing to do with anything personal or anything like this. As a man, I feel like a man should perform certain duties and do certain things and carry himself, take care of his family, and do all the things that you are supposed to do as a man. I'm not one of those 50-50 guys. And if you are, that's okay. You do what you do. That's fine. I'm not that guy. My thing is to try to put the family in a place where they're doing well, they're comfortable, they have the things that they need, and you're out there helping and supporting and wanting to see everybody succeed. You can think that you're doing that all you want to. You really can. You can think that you're accomplishing that all you want to. You can believe that. You can put that in the back of your head. You can stomp it in your brain to be able to do that. But when those people that are around you, whether it be your kids, whether it be your wife, whether it be your mom, whether it be your kinfolk, whatever it may be, that you have as a man, this is what I'm having to say, that you may feel like that you're pouring out and pouring into everything around you. But what you have to realize sometimes is that that does not resonate, not with the kids, not with the wife, not with friends, not with anybody. You have to realize that you may be doing what you want to do and not doing the things that you are supposed to be doing to resonate with those people that are around you. Now, that's when real clarity comes in. Man, I would have fought the world even 10 hours ago to tell me I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. It would have pissed me off. It would have made me mad. It would have made my soul jump for somebody to tell me that I'm not performing my duties as a husband and a father, a son, or whatever. It would have made me mad. It would have pissed me off. I'm being honest with you. It would have just made me go to the next level. Um, but then I had to step back and realize the things that I was doing, and this was brought out to me, and I didn't want to accept it, was the things that I really was doing, the things that I wanted to do, and trying to force that on the people around me to make it seem like I'm doing things for them. And I had to step back and start thinking about all the things that I'm doing. Hey, I listen, and hey, I'm a giving guy. I'm a loving guy. I'll pour out into people. I do all kind of things. But here's the key point that I was missing in all the things that I was doing. And I just want to say that because this is a testimony for me of truth. This is a testimony of true, real life things that it just hit me today when I went to therapy, and I go to therapy, try to go every week if I can, because I love to go and just express myself to see what my thoughts were. And I had a breakthrough, and it made me feel somewhat embarrassed. It made me feel somewhat shame because I really thought I was grinding out for everybody around me. But it's little things that you can say and do to provide. And I'm thankful. Listen, I am thankful. I am 100% thankful. There's no shame in this for me. I am 100% thankful that today, and I've been saying this whole time, I have been saying that I got it, that I understand, that I know what's going on, that I am doing this. No, listen, it doesn't matter who it is that you're dealing with, and especially your loved ones that you're dealing with. How do you provide them protection and peace? And today, I really had to sit back and look at that because just because you feel like you're doing it does not mean that you are accomplishing the task or the goal, player. You have to really look at yourself and say, what am I taking off of this person's plate? How am I decreasing the stress in their life? How am I making them comfortable to be able to do the things that they need to do? And what we find ourselves doing is, and the people around you will tell you that, hey, this, but they're doing that to make your life better. They're doing that to make you see it, and you may not even realize what's going on. And that's my case. That's my case. I'll give prime example of is that somebody does something for me, and I don't look at it as something that's tremendously out of the way or anything like that. But that person done that to make my life easier, and I have to sit back and say to them, how am I making their life easier? Just because I pay a bill? No, that's not doing it. How do you take the stresses and deterrences out of their life so that they can find some peace and protection and know that when they're going through something or they have something going on, that you can come in and be like, let me take that off of you. Let me take that off of you. Let me let you have the peace of knowing that your house is put together, that your whatchamacallit is put together, or this is done. Now, when you turn that or flip that back around and you're saying, well, let me give you the peace of knowing that everything's taken care of in the house, it's not the same kind of peace because you're providing this, but at the same time, when this person's plate is still full and you're expecting and adding stuff to their plate, but nothing's being taken off of their plate, if that makes sense. You got to find a way to take things off that plate to give that person, whoever it may be, peace. It doesn't matter who it is. It could be a child, grandchild, kid, wife, husband, whomever. You've got to be in a place where you can do that. And if you're not doing that, then all you're doing is you're not value added. So you have to make yourself become value added and understand that the things that you are doing are the things that you want to do, that those are the things that resonating with you, but it's not resonating with them because they still dealing with all the stuff that they have to deal with, plus having to accommodate and try to deal with your ass too. Excuse, I didn't mean to curse. Deal with you the same way. And you have to realize that you're not easing their load, but you as a man have to take responsibility for that. And when you see it, you have to see it. You can't you can't sit up and man, because I'm telling you, I am telling you 100%. I would have fought you to the death to say I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Would have got an argument with you and simultaneously whoop you down with these words, the soliloquies that come out of the mouth. But today, which was a hard pill for me to swallow, was to be able to look at myself and say, how have you eased the load? How have you taken the load off of this person and not added more issues, problems, doing whatever it is that you have to do to them? And can you even do it without asking or asking a bunch of questions about it? Man, what a realization. What a wake up call. What a what a paradigm shift today was. And it can't be in words. You can talk words 100% of the time. You can speak eloquently, which I do very well. I do speak well. So what I'm saying to you is your words won't matter. They'll become numbing. Become something that you'll be frustrated because you can't understand why they don't understand what you're trying to say and how you're trying to get your point across. It doesn't make any sense because my load is still heavier. And if your load is heavier because somebody in your life, that's not cool, man. That's not cool. Be a person that lightens the load. Be a person that other person, whomever it may be, and I mean that in every shape, form, or fashion, where you're taking something off of them. And man, that was an incredible thing for me to be able to see that I was not being that person. You know what I mean? Even to my own daughter, I had to realize that I had to start making her do things. I had to start being able to have conversations with her that I did not want to have in order for her to understand where I'm coming from. And she's very smart and very understanding. But guess what I had to do? I had to have those conversations with her. Had to. And as I had them, I realized that after the conversation was over with, how am I lightening the load for her instead of adding to her pressure, her tension, her envy, her pain, her all of that? How am I adding to that? Well, by being truthful with yourself. By being truthful with yourself. I sat here and I smoked this cigar happily, Monte Cristo signature cigar. I'm smoking it as a celebration cigar for a renewal and a rebirth in my life because what I realized today was the fallacies that I had myself believing. It's time to lift some burdens, y'all. It's time to be the person that provides protection, peace, that provides whatever it may be. Don't add to somebody's woes, to somebody's whatchamacallit. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Look at yourself. Ask yourself, how can I help? And don't talk about it, be about it. Let actions speak louder than words. And that's the biggest thing that I'm taking from this. And this is what I've taken from it today, my experiences from today and moving forward within 2025. Because I said this was going to be a different kind of year. It's going to be an exceptional year. And, just be there for people. Be there in a way that reduces stress for them, that takes all of them, because when they keep pouring, 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 they may not have anything to give you at some point in time. And you can't be mad about that because again, all you're doing is taking, taking, taking and not giving. Well, you feel like you're giving, and it may seem like you're giving, but you're not, because you're not giving them the things that they need in order for them to refill the cup. You've got to help refill the cup. You've got to take off some of this stress that they have on that you may not deem stress, but a stress for them. So, how can I be of service? How can I help? It's called either being a servant leader or just being a servant. You know what I'm saying? You cannot lead if you cannot follow. You have to be able to follow in order to lead anybody anywhere. And that is not, it's just simple. And if you can't, I equate it to when you're in the army. If you can't go out there and pick up trash, but how you gonna ask your soldiers to go pick up trash? You can't do it. So that's even with your family or your whatchamacallit. You can't ask somebody to do this or take on some responsibility that you're not willing to take on. They keep all their responsibility and then add your responsibility on top of their responsibility too. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. Don't do that. And you may feel like that you add some responsibility, but is it responsibility that matters will take stress off of somebody else? No, bro. Come on. Get yourself together. Stop lying to yourself. Stop telling yourself that you are actually out here making a difference and doing all of this stuff when you're really not. You're making a difference to yourself and for yourself instead of making a difference that's going to help somebody else. You got to be a helpmate to others. And that's just point blank. And, I don't want to ramble on this. I don't want to get on this, but today that's my thoughts with my cigar. That is it. So at Monte Cristo Signature, I am celebrating the fact that I am healthy, getting healthy. I'm not where I want to be, but I have lost a tremendous amount of weight. I went into the suit store today, tried on some suits, and man, I am excited. I'm not where I am, so I'm not going to buy anything right now. But it made me happy to be able to go into that suit store, try on a suit that I was wearing 12, 13 years ago, and I got back in it. That was a beautiful thing. My man, Poyam, I had to give you some credit for that too, because I saw you out there getting it in. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go do the same thing. So I wanted to just function within that realm. I am so excited about this new thing. Listen, let's not talk anymore. In 2025, let's be about the actions that we're going to take care of, do what we need to do, and make sure things that are going to happen. You can't solve everybody's problems, and you're not going to. But you don't have to create a problem either. You don't have to create a function or say to someone that this is this is what it is. You don't have to do that. You don't have to create a problem for someone else. Be what people need to take that distraction off of them. Be the person or helpmate that's going to be a person that adds value. And you got to add value, but you got to know how to do it. You got to be like, hey, if you're going through this, what can I lift off of you to take this pressure and stress off of you? Not that I need this or I need this or I have this or I feel this or I feel that. And hey, I have been guilty of that, guys. 100%. I have been guilty. I've done it to my kids, I've done it to my wife. I've done it. So when I say that and I'm thinking about it is because no matter what they were going through, I was still adding the problems on top of problems. So they'd be even more the hell stressed out. You understand what I'm saying? So it's about how you communicate. It's about what you say and how you say it. If you can't afford to do something, tell somebody you can't afford to do it. If you can afford to do it and you make it seem like you can't and they can't read it, they don't know what the hell to expect because you are not articulating yourself in a manner that brings peace and safety to them. You have to be able to do that. You have to be able to bring peace and safety to those that are around you. And they have to know that you have the ability to be able to do that because when you don't, my God, you will cause havoc, you will cause stress, you will cause people to go into a panic and just be all out of themselves when you're not doing that. So it's simple things that you can do. And I'm giving this to every man that's out here that may be going through. I can't speak to females. And I guess I could if you're out there to say if you want to listen to what I have to say as a man, is to be able to say to you, how can I help? And not only say it, but mean it. What can I do to relieve this burden? And it's okay because if you've been in a pattern of not doing that, nobody's going to believe in that. Nobody's going to take that as that you're gonna do it. And it's okay. Don't get frustrated by that because you haven't done it before. So what would make you think out of all this time? If I have said to you, I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it, I understand. But you sitting here looking and saying that they don't understand. And you keep saying, I do understand, I got it, I got it. But even though you think you're understanding, you're not. The understanding is what's wrong with your lips to say, what can I do to lift the load? What can I do to help? Where can I lift this up off of you so you can have some more room in your cup to pour in instead of pouring out into to whatever? Listen, man, I cannot tell you enough or what it does. That's why I'm so keen on getting back in church, y'all, and doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing and growing as an individual and as a man because these testimonies that I'm having and what I've been going through in life over these past 10 years, or somebody needs to hear it. So it's going to help someone in some shape, some form, some fashion. You have to be able to um, give it. You have to be able to have a paradigm shift that makes you go to the next level. So if you're not having that paradigm shift in your life, these are some key words that I will give you that I have learned over these 10 years, and especially in as of today. How can I help? Just don't say it, but mean it. How can I help? And if they tell you how you can help and you can't, just be like this. Well, I can't do that, but I can do this. Will this be sufficient for you? Not that this is what I can do, take it or leave it. No, it's not like that. You got to add the other part onto it. Will this be sufficient for you? Because what you're doing may not be enough in order to ease the load on the person that you're dealing with. And they may need a little bit more from you. Because if you see them out here sacrificing, if you see them out here trying to get some things done and you can't sacrifice for them, then what's the use of opening your mouth and saying you're going to do anything? Because all that is going to do is cause you to have resentment. All that's going to do is cause you to have strife, and it's going to make the other person on the other end of that angry. Man, it's time to grow up, gentlemen. It's time to be the men that we're designed to be and be able and have some humility about yourself. Have some care and concern where you can come in and you can say, hey, look, I was wrong. I don't care if it's 15, 20 times you was wrong. But if you mean it, you mean it. And when I tell somebody I'm wrong, that I got it, I didn't. Listen, I thought 100% of the time that I had it, guys, that I was understanding that I was on the right road, that I was going down the path that needed to be gone down. But I didn't. I didn't. It wasn't until today. Two things happened. That man laid down in front of my car. And then I got explicitly talked to by a brother that dropped some knowledge on me, man, that was like forever painstaking. And then to have somebody that you love and care about basically break it down to you, no, you're doing what you want to do. You're not doing what is needed to be done in order for me, for my protection and my peace. Wow. What a strong set of words. What a strong set of words in order for that to be able to happen. And you know what? Actually, when I sat down and I thought about it is, but again, here goes the man in me. What are they talking about? Protection and peace. I'm repeating what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? How the hell am I not providing protection and peace? I'm doing this or I'm doing that. I'm doing that. But all you're doing is doing up things, bringing up things that you're supposed to do as a man, that what you should be doing anyway. But how are you providing protection and peace? How are you coming to that person and say, how can I help to lift that burden off of you? How can I help to take the stresses that you're going through, whatever they may be, financial, emotional, whatever it may be? How can I help to alleviate that stress off of you? So I can take some of that so you can pour back off into your cup. Man, I'm telling y'all, if you ain't heard anything I said today, hear what I'm saying on the end of this conversation that are talking to or where I'm pouring out into someone. Learn the words of how may I be of service to you. And then when they tell you how you can be of service to them, understand the assignment and start to do that. It's not going to be easy because again, you've been in a place where you haven't been doing it or you thought you were doing it, but you wasn't really accomplishing the mission. So now when you start to do it, the walls is up, the guards is up, everything is up about that. And they're really not trying to hear it because they don't want to hear you talk about what you're doing, how you doing it, and all that stuff like that. If you've got a mindset to help, if you've got a mindset to lift a burden off of somebody, if you've got a mindset to have protection and peace for somebody that you love or that you're concerned with or that you who you're with or who you're not with, then guess what you're going to do? You are going to be humbly saying, how can I help? If I do this, will this help? Because again, even if you do that, it may not help. It may add stress to them. So when they say, well, this is what I got to do. If I had this, this would help me maneuver in this type of way. So you have to be strong enough to say, well, if that's what you need, this is what I can do. How would that help you? How would that affect you? How would that help you go to the next level? You know what I mean? And you may not be able to get there, but at least you can do something to say, okay, at least they done something to try to bring that me peace and protection. Don't have a person that you care about out here trying to figure out how they're going to take care of something when they got a whole person that's supposed to be there with them to be able to help them do whatever it is that they're supposed to be doing. And they can't come to you because they don't want to hear gonna wanna, all of that shit like that. And I didn't mean to curse. I'm sorry again if for the people that heard me curse. But don't be that type of person. Be the person that's going to be like, I'm going to take this stressor off of you. So when another stressor comes, they come to you and be like, hey, this is how I'm feeling. What are what are your thoughts? What do you need to do? And they'll start to come to you and start to be able to talk to you where you'll be able to do it because they know that you're going to come up with something. So come up with something to try to relieve that stress off of them, to take that off of them, to take it out of the whatchamacallit. And don't worry about the past. Don't if you're a prideful person that's got pride and it'll be all in your way and all of that stuff like that, you're not going to hear what I'm saying. Don't be a prideful person trying to prove a point because I feel like no, no. And don't be jumping the gun with emotions and all of those things like that. Take a moment, sit back, and say to yourself, this is how I fix this. This is how I come into this forum and help the person that I love and that I care about relieve some stress off of them. And if you can't, simply state that's not something that I can do. So they know. And that's even less stress off of them. Like, they can't do that. It may not help them. It may not, but the point is they know. So that's what I say to you today. That's my word for today on Talking with Tommy is to be that person that has the ability to help those that are around you that you are with to take those things off of them. Don't add to their stresses, man. Don't add to their things. You can love a person can love you. They can do all of those things like that, and that's great. But again, if you're not, it's called value, having value added to their life. Then what the hell? They can love you all they want to, but if you shit, don't add no more stress to it, baby. Don't add no more stress to it because then they will become broken. They will become what you call it. What can I do? And that's my new mantra going into 2025 for those that I love. That are gonna get it twisted. If you ain't in that, if you ain't into that category, and you're my friend, I love you too, but it's gonna be in a different manner because we're gonna have a different conversation. But for those that I am connected to, that I love, that I cherish, this is the thing. What can I do to help? How can I try to relieve some of the stress that you have? And we'll come up with something. It's going to take that stress off. And you do that. Don't deviate from it. Don't try to make it your own thing. Ask. Give them what they're asking for. And it may sound hard, but it's not. It's simple. What it takes for you is to be able to listen and make it happen and not do what you want to do. Do what they are asking of you. You know, and I'm not telling you to be a fool. I'm not. I'm not telling you that. That's not what I'm saying. So don't get the conversation twisted and be able to do. You should have discernment in everything that you do, but at the same time, you do things because you love people. That's all you do. And when that love is geared in a way to where you're taking stresses out of their life, then it will be reciprocated back in that way. So learn to do that so that you can get the type of love that you want, not the type of love that you think you deserve or expect, but the type of love that you want. The type of love that you want. Make sure that you're doing the things that you're supposed to do so that person can come back and love you in a way that's conducive to the way that you want to be loved. And one of my friends told me today, I'm not responsible for the way that someone else treats me. I am responsible for the way that I treat them. And if you reciprocate in that kind of way, to where it's a way of love and how can I help you? How can we fix this? How can we accomplish this together? Then guess what? You're gonna get that back. You are. You are going to get that back, man. It's going to come to you tenfold, and it's going to be in a way. I was reading in the Bible last night, going through reading about various things inside of it, and everything that I read was leading to this. Everything that I was going through and seeing and studying was going to this. And so my point to you is just be mindful of the things that you're doing. If you don't believe in the Bible, that's okay. If you don't believe in God, that's okay too. Don't take it anywhere. Whatever higher entity or what you call that you believe in, I believe in God. So those are the words that I'm using. So I don't mean to offend anybody, but it is what it is. I'm going to do what I need to do. So that's that. So all I want to say to you guys is thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing this 37, 38 minutes, almost 40 minutes with me on this newfound thing that I have, and how can I help? How can I really be of some type of service to you? Hey, y'all, and take care of yourselves. Veterans, if you are out there, I'm telling you guys, man, it doesn't take much for you to be able to get up, walk, do whatever, play a little pickleball. I'm trying to get back into where I can throw a hoop up every now and then. But I'm trying to tell y'all, and don't be discouraged, man. Don't be discouraged. It may take some time, it may take some work, but it will be well worth it in the end. It's been a plum pleasing pleasure and a privilege to be able to be on here with you today, talking with you today, hoping you can feel the message that I'm throwing out today. Be a person that can say, how can I relieve the stress on you? How can I, as your mate or your brother or your sister, help you to get to the point to where you feel protection and peace? Make sure you're doing that, okay? Make sure that you find a way in order to provide that for all of those that you love that are around you. So, hey, much love to you guys. Thanks for listening in, and I wish you nothing but the best. Look out.
Say